It's your boy, Big Papita 396 with a little story time today. So picture this. You just get hired with a company. You went on a few routes. You kind of was like, trying to find your way. And they say, hey, we're going to throw you in the alleys. Usually this happens to a lot of people that start with the company. But at this particular company, the alleys were the worst place to go. And they placed me with Johnny. I'm gonna switch his name up. But Johnny was a character. He was a really, really animated type of character. And I say that in the most respectful way possible because he taught me a lot. We would go in these alleys. It would just be mountains and mountains of trash. We're talking about illegal dumps. We're talking about just the worst of the worst. You would see pretty much dead animals, rodents jumping out of the trash pile, buckets of human situation. It was just horrible. It was like, oh my goodness, this is the worst. And you have to attack these alleys. You got to hit it hard because there's other as soon as you clean up this spot, there's a supervisor with the Department of Public Works. He's calling. He's like, hey, there's some stuff over here, so come over here. So illegal dumping was really big around that time. I don't know if it's still as bad as it was, but it was really bad. I imagine it's probably worse. And oh my goodness, this guy was like a drill sergeant. He would yell, he would curse, and many people would look at him and be like, man, I feel bad for you, man. I really feel bad for you. How do you deal with that? Don't let him talk to you like that. So they would just see him barking orders at me, and they would just be like, man, I feel sorry for that guy, man. There's no reason that you should be getting talked to like that. In hindsight, probably not, but I really didn't. Starting off in the industry, you're trying to make your bones. So we picked up the worst of the worst, but it was always fun working with this guy. That's what people didn't know. Why? Because he was like a stand-up comedian and every day felt like a sitcom inside of the truck. Let me tell you some of the wild stories. This guy was clearly a womanizer. Clearly a womanizer. One time we pull up to Little Caesars and I say, hey man, let's go eat some pizza. I got you. All right, cool, let's go. We pull up to the Little Caesars. There's a woman sitting, I guess, inside the restaurant. And Johnny just goes up and he's talking to her. Next thing you know, they go into her car and he's just, I guess, straight macking, or tongue kissing her. And I'm just like, what? He comes out. All right, come on, let's go. Let's get these alleys, man. Let's go. Let's stop playing around. Boom, we pick up the alleys. We took all of our breaks, but he was the hardest working. He's the hardest working person I've ever seen in trash. There was another guy at the yard. His name was the Caballo, but this guy was by far elite. I mean, he worked the hardest. He worked extremely hard, and he was just a character, man. He was hilarious. It was another time where we're picking up this street, and he's conversating with this lady. We're like, okay. He's like, yeah, I think I might pull up over there and get her number. He was telling me, I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm not thinking much of it. At that time, I'm extremely young. And the lady comes up to the yard and she says, yeah, I'm here to see Brian. I'm like, dude, I'm in the desert. I have no women at all. At that point, it's just Xbox, video games, and work. That's it. So I'm like, nah, that can't be for me. And they're saying, the dispatcher said, yeah, this lady's at the yard. She's waiting for you. And what? This lady's a police officer. So we go up there. Because I guess she knows that she saw my name tag. She know that I was working with him. And we pull up. I'm like, isn't this the chick you said you was going to go back over there? And we just start busting up laughing. And she came up there to get his information. She didn't know him. She just had to go up there and they exchange information. And, you know, he handling his business with her. He doing his thing with her. They get into an argument. He be like, I don't know why you trying to control me. You don't try to control me. I do what the F I want to do. And he get mad. He be like, he had this voice. He's like, F him and feed him goldfish, Brian. He never say Brian. He say Big Brian. Like Big Brian, like you're brining a turkey, Big Brian. And F him and feed him goldfish, Brian. And next thing you know, we're going down the street. We're picking up mattresses, sofas. And he's yelling, come on, man, let's go. Let's get this, Blake, you know. We got to go, man, you know, because he knew that if we're picking up a mattress, somebody else sees us picking up the mattress or couch. They're running in the house to grab stuff. So his thing was, come on, man, let's go. Let's hurry. Let's hustle. Let's go. Stop playing around. Hit the packer. Cause we're in a rear loader. Hit the packer. Hit the blank packer, man. Come on. We got to go. All right. So I'm hitting the packer and, you know, this is almost like a sitcom. I'm the person that he dumps on in front of people. So it's just comedy. It's funny, you know, but it's like a role. You know, I'm the person that gets dumped on. He's a charismatic guy. He's a cool guy. He talks to people. He's older than me, you know, by 20 years or something. And at that time, he's like, man, yeah, I always try to tell this guy. I always try to tell him. He doesn't listen. And so I would go along. I didn't care. But while we would do that, while he would get upset with one female, he's pulling like 5 different numbers. Every different street, he had a woman's number for every street. And it didn't matter. This guy was getting them all. You know, he did not discriminate. He was taking them down. And you know, he ended up getting into a situation where he had legal trouble and he had to, you know, he had to get locked up. And I remember at that time I was transferred. I went to the Valley at that time. And one of the lessons that he taught me that stuck with me was sometimes we would drive down the street and he would say, what's the matter with you, man? What's the matter with you? And I'm like, what? What did I do? I mean, he would just go off on me. You know, he's like, what's the matter with you, man? I'm like, I ain't got I don't know what's wrong. He's like, you see this woman over here? She was like 70, 80 years old. He says, you need to start waving at these people, man. You need to start waving at them. Sometimes you're the only person that they see. You're the only person that they talk to throughout the whole week. It's maybe you and it's the male person. He said, wave at these people. It really means a lot to them. Just wave at them. Have a conversation with them. Don't be like that. Don't, because, you know, there was a lot of drivers at that time, or a lot of drivers still, that will do this thing where it's like, they don't want to talk to anybody. They don't want to talk to customers. When customers approach them, they get nervous. No habla inglés. They can speak English, but they no habla inglés. I don't want to talk to nobody. Look, I'm sorry. You know, we're not trained in customer service. We're trained to just pick up trash. So what that taught me was, wow, I never really realized what he said until that always stuck with me. So when I would see somebody that was older, and it's true, somebody that's older, the kids are grown, the kids have their own families. They're in their 70s, they're in the 80s, or even in their 60s, and they almost feel invisible. And you are sometimes the only person that they talk to and correspond with, right? And that was a valuable lesson, because when I would work in other cities, that really went a long way, especially with building connections with these people. Even, around Christmas time, stuff like that, they will really look out for you. So, and it just taught me a lot about customer service. But wherever Johnny is, right, I gotta check up with him. I ran into him at a 7-Eleven later on, much years down the line, and it's like, man, dude, this dude's hilarious. I was trying to get him to come over here, but he ended up settling for another job. But I haven't spoken with him since pre-pandemic. It was a shame on me. I need to reach out to Johnny. He's a great man. Hopefully, he's still around, because that pandemic was brutal. So with that being said, that's my story time, and I'm out. Peace.